What a rough night, guys. Last night we just saw some Bitcoin really bad price action, just tanking through the support. It went from all the way from about 57,000 in a few hours all the way down to 42,000. Pretty much, a mini flash crash, if you call it that. If you were awake and you bought a dip, we're looking pretty good now, a little better at least. If you didn't, you woke up and you're probably like, what the heck is happening? Don't worry, I'll be here to explain to you guys a lot of things that what's going on through my mind, what I'm thinking about it. Is the bull market over? This is the beginning of the bear market? What's going on really in this market. So I'll be talking to you guys about all of those, so make sure you tune in and watch this whole video. It's going to be a very, very important video. We'll do a very crucial point in the Bitcoin market. We were expecting a strong November. We did not get that, but it's okay. We predicted most of this market pretty accurately. Sometimes your predictions are going to be wrong, or things change, so we gotta adapt, we gotta change to the plans, and we gotta look at what's going on. And even if your conviction was maybe wrong a little bit, just adjust to it and keep moving forward, because in the long term you'll be fine. So okay, let's get straight into the charts. That's what we're all here for. First of all, we look here on that 1 hour time frame. We literally went from within about 12 hours all the way from 56,000 all the way down to, if you see here, 4,500 here on the trading view. If you're on a lot of exchanges, we're reporting much lower to like 4,200, 42,000, sorry, and all that. But first, let's start off with the good news. The good news that, and I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about this really key chart that we're looking at here. Everybody's like very worried right now. Even a lot of creators out there are kind of worrying a little bit. But if we just zoom out and look at this, guys, what do we see here? Right, we see this massive run here. We made this high, which was the first pump to around 65,000, whatever it was. Then we saw a dip in the summer to 28,000 when everybody thought Bitcoin was dead. Then we saw another push to 69,000, and now we're seeing this pretty much flash crash within like 12 hours to 42,000. But the main key component here that I'm seeing, and I'm not seeing a lot of people talking about this, is that we made this higher high here, or this first high. Then we made this low. Then we just made a higher high. And now if this is the bottom, right? If this is the bottom, right? We keep going up, we would have made a higher low. This is still very bullish price action here. And also what I like to point out, you see this candle here. This dip got put out very quickly. As you guys can see, if we even zoom more in on the 1 day time frame, you guys can see that this dip here got, let's zoom out just a little bit so that we can calculate it. So within the last day, right, if we can calculate it, we dipped about from here 54,000, we dipped about 21% within the first day, and within that same day we bounced back up to just being down 8%. So more than half of that dip already got put out so quickly. And this is very bullish price action that we're seeing. I know it's hard to say, especially when we're down so much, and we actually recovered just so much of it. If you were in our private Discord chat room, I mentioned how I bought some of the dip around that $47,000 mark. I had some I've been talking about a $52,000 mark level for a while, but we dipped so quickly so fast that we ended up buying just lower than that. And actually main reason that I think we saw the dip so quickly, because so many people thought 50,000 will hold, and we're trading on so much leverage. Usually when we see this much dip so quickly, it is due to a lot of leverage being liquidated so quickly and so fast. Also, another thing I would love to point out is, if we go to our indicators, I would like to add the volume indicator. And I would like to point out just how massive early was this volume candle. As you guys can see here, it was just about as big of a candle as we've seen in pretty much this whole bull run. We saw one very similar right here back in January 11, and that was on our red candle as well. And that, very similar to this candle, got put out really quickly. And about 2 weeks later, we're pushing for $6,000 Bitcoin. So you see that it has a very similar look as this candle over here. Very similar look to another candle here in the May that was pretty much almost timing the bottom of this very short bear market that we had this past summer. And those have the same volume, the same look type of candle. Where you see a lot of selling due to liquidation, some market manipulation. As you guys can understand, the Bitcoin market is manipulated by those big whales. selling a ton. They all get together, and talk to each other and say, hey, let's liquidate a bunch of people. They all dump the price down. The price gets dumped down. Liquidation goes through. The volume, keeps stacking up, and then they buy the bottom. And the people they do it at a certain time. It's hard for regular people to buy the bottom unless you have orders set ahead of time, which we do pretty all the time. I happen to be awake at that time, so I manually bought some Bitcoin, and the timing was very smart, I guess, in a way, because it was when people in America or the US, this side of the world were going to bed. It was really late, and people in Asia and the other side of the world were just waking up. So it's kind of like the least amount of people possible for them to try to liquidate people. People can add funds to prevent a liquidation. They get liquidated. People can buy the bottom, so they can buy the bottom. But as you start seeing already, the bottom got bought up so much already. 12% got bought within, 13% got bought within half a day. We're already almost back up to 50,000, and it is the key level that I'll be looking at here. If we go and draw our support level here, that's been holding for quite some time now, and which I was looking at for a buy opportunity over here on 52,000, is really where I'm trying to see the price action really go back to. So I definitely would love to see this candle here within Sunday, Monday, really. And I'm deleting the other indicator so that we have a more clear picture. Perfect. So I really would love to see this get recovered all the way up and get back over $50,000. This, hoping that this is just a way for whales to hunt down stop losses. People that had the stop losses set under leverage trading get stopped out. Whales, capitalize on it, liquidate a lot of those people out. Keep going with this pretty nice upturn that we've been having now since pretty much the July bottom. And if we add back an indicator that just got rid of, the relative strength index, RSI indicator, and you guys know I've been talking about this level for quite some time now, the 34 RSI level that we saw both been hit before that 75 and 80% run. We just see that we dipped right under it. And as much as I usually don't use RSI, RSI is actually a pretty good indicator when to time Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price action, pretty much anytime it's dipped under the 34 level, it's usually a pretty good time to buy the dip, honestly. And you guys know that we love to buy the dip, or I love to buy the dip. I never buy Bitcoin really on breakout levels. I prefer to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Just like you, I think should as well. Don't be one of those people that FOMOs in. I do not see much reason to change from our plan and deviate from our plan. Sure, the Bitcoin has not gone as much parabolic as we thought in the same amount of time span that we thought, but there's a couple of options out there for us still, which should be maybe a longer duration of this bull cycle and be more grindy, as there's a lot more institutional investors invested, a lot more eyes into Bitcoin. This could be just a slower grind up to that six-figure mark that we're pretty much trying to look for before the end of this bull run. Or this could be just the top of the bull run. This is totally another possibility. I personally don't think it is. There's a lot of people talking about it, and they have reasons behind it. I just don't see that on the charts. I still don't see enough bearish action to tell me that this could be the top of the bear market. As I said, people would love. I hate to day trade crypto because you have these massive moves like this. In short time, you're gonna end up losing, I think, in the crypto. That's why I like to zoom out to the daily, the weekly, and most importantly, the monthly. Was really, when you're trying to time a bull run that's can last 2 to 3 years, even. You gotta look at the monthly chart, and the monthly chart is not showing us Bitcoin trying to slow down just yet. Really, the main important level that we need to hold, I think, is 40,000. I think anything of 40,000, right under this September candle, would be very, very bearish, and then I'll be very worried. Under 40,000, I'll be very worried. Over 40,000, I think we're still looking good. Like I said, we made this higher low here. If this is the bottom, which I suspect it potentially to be the bottom for this short dip, and we can push to make higher highs into the 70s within the next month or two. Then we can continue this nice uptrend that we've been on since pretty much this first push up. Now let's also talk about Ethereum. Ethereum has actually been a little bit stronger than the ETHUSD. Actually been a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. So let's zoom in more on the daily time frame. with Ethereum, we see actually this candle getting bought out almost completely. I mean, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking to you guys about some bullish price action. If this is really bearish, a lot of people wouldn't be buying this dip. And you know, the retail investors, they might be like, oh, you know, it's a great time to dip buy. They might be buying this, but they're not gonna cause, you know, this massive wicks up here that are getting bought out. Like as you can see, from the bottom of this was about 18% drop, and about 15% of that 18% drop already got bought out. That's pretty insane. So if you were to be able to buy some of that dip, you know, congratulations, you're already pretty nice doing some profits. And we saw that Ethereum was actually making these really nice higher lows and higher highs before this drop, and we really love it to see go back, very similar to how I love to see Bitcoin fall back into that above the 52,000. I would love to see Ethereum here hold over for 200 and get back in this pattern to keep pushing for these higher highs and higher lows and keep running up on this really nice uptrend. I was able to get some of that dip on Ethereum. I did have a buy level around 3,700 over here, and also 3,400. 3,400 did not get hit, which is kind of unfortunate. I was like, if we're dipping, we might as well, you know, try to get the lowest price possible, but did not get hit. Like I said, this candle is looking much stronger now as it, you know, as it's getting pretty much all the way bought out, you know, trying to fall back into this uptrending pattern here. But Ethereum is looking a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, and I think also because a lot more people are waiting for that ETH 2.0 coming around, so there's a lot of hype around Ethereum as well. And you know, it's just been pretty much stronger than Bitcoin. Also, I'm also sold bull run, as you guys can see here. Just some just insane price action. Even when we had those dips in June, July, just would not fall under that $1,600 support, and you know, dumped much less than Bitcoin did. Essentially, to sum it all up, guys, you still don't see enough bearish indicators for me to claim that, you know, we're out of the bull market. The monthly chart looks good. The all-metric charts still look good. This dip's getting bought out. Like I said, if we can get over $52,000 level, then I'll be back to 100% confidence. If we don't drop under the $48,000 level, I will not be full-on like panic mode just yet. But we got some really good dip level buys, and you know, if you're investing in the long term, this is why I love to hold Bitcoin for the longer term and on the longer time frames, because there's a lot less panic, guys. If you're day trading on leverage, Bitcoin is just very, very stressful and, you know, very hard to time, and you might end up losing money on the long term. Even if these levels, let's say you buy the top of 60,000 in 5 years, what is the likelihood of you thinking that you'd be down, right? So always think about it that way. It would suck to, you know, hold it back for that long, but you know, just something to keep in mind for you guys. If you like this video, if you want to see more Bitcoin updates, you know, probably do some more research on what happened last night. There's not really any negative catalyst to cause this except market manipulation / liquidations, but I'll definitely do a lot more research on the whole crypto market. Give you guys an update hopefully in tomorrow's video, where we post the weekly watch list. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe below. Let me know what you guys thinking. If you bought some dips, and if you did buy some dips, on which coins. For me, it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Link, and some other ones. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.